What's up, guys? Larry Chen here. Welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. We're out here at Willow Springs with my buddy Jeff Zwart. Hi.
Hey. Hey.
So this is the crazy thing. Not 24 hours ago, I was shooting drift cars with their body panels falling off and
That would have been a bad sign today.
burnouts and, you know, 2 JZs, all of that fun stuff.
I'm the real Jay-Z.
And then, you know, just one quick flight later, I'm here at Willow Springs with your 935 Pikes Peak car for 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
cool.
what are you doing out here? You're just testing? Or?
Yeah, so, we're kind of, a couple things. One is, obviously, the car I've never driven before. And so we want to kind of pick up where we left off in 2015 at Pikes Peak of all our setups and everything and use that knowledge to put it into this car. And then second part is just give me some time to wheel it because I've not been in a racing situation that much since then. And this car is a 2-pedal car, so that's a little bit strange. It's got ABS and it's got traction control and stability management. So it's got all these things that I never had to deal with or had even an option on. So it's kind of trying to figure out what the limits are and how I can go quick using all the technology.
Plus, it has air conditioning.
It has air conditioning, which I run hot and I hate waiting at the bottom at Pikes Peak, but this will work out really well.
Okay, so the story, we have an interesting relationship. The story between Jeff and I actually met you the last year of the dirt, right? When you made an attempt in a 997 GT2. But it was interesting for me because it was my first year at Pikes Peak, and I actually had a chance to photograph you in the dirt, which was pretty epic, honestly. It was really cool. But it's kind of interesting because, over the years, as I've had a chance to know you, we both kind of realize more and more that our careers are pretty much started the same, right? Yep. Like you did editorial, you shot Pikes Peak, and then you got into more commercial work. Yeah. And now I'm kind of just starting to follow a little bit of that path.
You're doing a good job. It's more than just follow a little. You're doing a good job.
Well, I appreciate it. But the funniest thing, the craziest thing, I had a chance to check out Jeff's studio where you actually have a lot of your slides and your negatives still. Or all slides, right?
Pretty much everything's transparencies. Yeah.
All transparencies, and I had a chance to see like these cars, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, like, wow, I'm photographing these cars today, and Jeff had a chance to photograph them brand new, and that's street cars and race cars. It's just kind of cool. It's pretty cool to see that, and plus, of course, you've done so much with F-15s and fighter jets, and you had to take like parachute training or
ejection seat simulators and training and all that kind of stuff. So I had my Martin Baker ejection seat certified card that I used to carry around with me, and I could show that and be at a military base. Next thing I know, I was on the back seat of some F-18 going somewhere. So it's pretty cool.
I'm just not worthy. I'm just not. And also another cool thing is you were a Canon shooter, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, big time.
So, and then you were Canon shooter, factory backed, and then for me, I shot with Canon for 15 years, and now, as of this year, finally, I'm an official Canon photographer.
So you had a few less people to choose from when I was there. It was a little bit of a smaller category, I think, when I was in the pro team at Canon, for sure.
Well, let's do a quick walk around on this thing. This is all just special model 935. This is not like a derivative of the GT2 or anything?
Well, underneath is the GT2 RS in two ways. It's underneath from drivetrain engine standpoint, it's a GT2 RS street car, which is a 3.8, 700 horsepower crazy motor for the street. So underneath there, that part of it's there. But the other side of it is the GT2 Club Sport, which is a club racing car that's based on the GT2, so it has all the safety equipment, all the things. So it's kind of a merging of the top of the line things, the top of the line power plant, top of the line safety and functionality, and then it's packaged in a throwback to the 935s, which in the late 70s, early 80s kind of ruled IMSA and ruled the endurance racing world. So for the 70th anniversary, Porsche brought this car out to commemorate kind of 70 years of history in motorsport, and certainly on a road going based car, which the 935 was based on 911. It was the significant car to kind of feature. So it was styled in the styling studio based on the framework of the GT2 Club Sport, and the rest is sitting right here in front of you.
So this is probably going to be a stupid question, but I just have to know, why would they build, like, what duty would this be good for, other than something what you're using it for, which is actually to go up Pikes Peak?
Yeah.
For time trial, time attack, there's nothing else this could be good for.
No, but it's great track day car for track, country club style tracks, and kind of, you got your quiver of your Senna and your, other cars that are in there, and you've got this type of evolution of Porsche to run around the track. So it tells a great story because it's based on the 935 concept, but it's so functional underneath. And it's 700 horsepower with all the traction control, stability management, ABS, everything. So it's kind of a very confident, inspiring package in it, for sure.
I mean, but the main difference, of course, on the visual standpoint, is the fact that it has so much more aero.
Yeah.
Like it just has so much more downforce. So on Big Willow, the car that holds the street car record is the GT2 RS.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine this has got to eke out so much more time.
Yeah.
Because of the aero and of course racing tires and all
it's
of that.
Lighter and everything. And this is, and the concept is not just 935 here. There was an evolution of the 935 along the way that was called the Moby Dick. And the Moby Dick was this kind of like, it took a 935 and squashed it down and stretched it out. So, while it's kind of 935 based, the real styling cues were probably picked up off the Moby Dick, which was a car they won Le Mans with.
Just incredible. It's just so many little things like this
cool
as the brake light.
Yeah.
Because you actually can't really see the taillights.
Yeah. And
unless
look at this. We got these blue looking good today. They weren't blue when we showed up.
Yeah, so I'm glad I got a before and after shot.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got here, I got a shot of these, and now they're very, very blue. But it's just so many interesting things about it, like the shape. Part of it is that it's all function. You could actually see a 911 under here. Yeah. But it looks so good, but it's still functional.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
It's super cool. I mean, I'm a visual person because coming from a photography background, and a filmmaking side of things is obviously the major portion of my life. And every time I walk around this, I find a new angle on it or something. It's just such a cool car to look at, just even sitting still. But what was surprising today is, you got all this body work around you. It's quite a big car, but the faster you went in it, the smaller it got, and it kind of got up on its tiptoes where it felt really nimble and like it was ready to change direction really nicely and everything. So it was a very inspiring experience of driving, because sometimes you drive a car and go, well, that's about all I can get out of this. I kind of left today. I go, wow, this is a good start. We're going to keep going and bringing this thing up. So.
It's kind of interesting also to see certain things, like, for example, this is Lexan.
Yeah.
And then they kept this glass as well as this. But like just the weave also, that's one of the things I was telling you about earlier. I love shooting into the sun. I'm all about just breaking the rules, backlit everything. But this actually rewards you if you shoot against the sun, because of the fact that the weave changes as you just move slightly.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, when you polarize the car, you could see so many different shapes and so many different lines that come out of it.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. I actually am so happy that I had a chance to shoot it raw carbon, but you're actually going to put a livery on it.
Well, yeah, and because as you know better than anybody, we've got a lot of early morning sessions on Pikes Peak, and black cars, while they look badass up there, they just don't pop against the mountains. So we're kind of using inspiration from the Salzburg 917, that was the first 917 to win at Le Mans, the modern day RSR program, and going back to my 2002 kind of Mobile One car. So we're kind of combining a lot of influences, but it'll be pretty cool. What we found is that if you got really busy with the graphics, you took away from the pure shape of it. So it's just really clean graphically.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot, because you really want to kind of show off how much wider this is versus just the regular street car. Also the door, I cannot believe how lightweight it is. It doesn't even need like a stopper, because it feels weightless.
It's so light.
There's just so many interesting things in this, in that there's a lot of things that are like OEM.
Yep.
Like for example, it's so funny that they put the headlight controls in the middle.
Yep.
But
it's pretty cool because they've got suede dashboard, carbon fiber parts, carbon fiber steering wheel, you know, and then you've got all this, you know, basically all these space age materials around you, and then, you know, the latest from Recaro in terms of a seat here. And it's, like I said, it's the first two-pedal race car I've driven too, so it's pretty cool to just be so basic and yet so capable.
And also I love the fact that they have like analog things still, like the boost gauge, and also there's like a timer over there.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd look at the timer. Pretty busy in here when you get it going.
I think it's just so funny, like there's still a rear view. Does that even do anything for you?
Oh yeah, you can actually see out of it pretty well, but fortunately at Pikes Peak, I've got a big problem if I gotta look in the rearview mirror.
Right, right. But that's like, I think that's probably the actual GT2 shifter, but they put like a 917 throwback, like a little balsa wood throwback to it. Oh my god, it's so cool.
It's just super cool.
I love also that this this net goes into where the speakers normally would. Like they just cut out this little square, and then so that it just goes in there. I think that's so cool. But I mean, that's kind of the thing. A factory race car, you expect it to be this clean, and the fit and finish, even like for the battery box.
Yeah.
I can't believe how clean everything is.
No, it's, and you know, they only made 77 of these, so it's pretty special for me to get to drive one, and you know, it's nice because, you know, fortunately, Bob Ingram and Road Scholars crew kind of all let me run around in their car for Pikes Peak, so it'll be a special year because of that for sure.
Yeah, even like look at the foam, or yeah,
that's all foot box protection, so if you were in an impact, you're not hitting anything hard.
I love it. And it even has a normal key.
Yep, normal key in the ignition, just like the dealer gives you.
Yeah. But that steering wheel is...
Yeah. It was funny because I've never driven with a half steering wheel either, but you know, you're just hanging on at, you know, at 3 and 9, so it don't need to ever let your hands off of it, so it works perfectly. I honestly never thought about the configuration of the steering wheel once I started driving it.
You did a little bit of testing in regards to the hairpins at Pikes Peak today, and you recreated some of them out here. But of course out here, there's no elevation change.
Right.
So do you think it'll be okay?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. It's I just mainly wanted to see, make sure we had enough turning radius to get around them, and just to how it felt to rush into them and turn into them. So it seemed like it worked really well. And I you know, you always, driving around a street car, you're fine, but then suddenly get a race car and it all of a sudden doesn't have enough lock. I just wanted to make sure before we got to Pikes Peak we had enough lock on that steering wheel to get around the tight stuff.
Well, thank you so much for taking time for us. I just can't wait to follow you through this whole program. It's going to be really cool, especially just to get those iconic shots, to recreate some of the shots that I have of you already at Pikes Peak in this 935.
It'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to this year so much, and we've waited an extra couple of months for it, but I'll be ready when the time comes, and be fun to see you up there.